Today we take a look at the competitiveness of Lucid Motors to see if they have what it takes to take on a company like Tesla. Because anytime a new EV comes out, many people are quick to jump on the bandwagon, calling it a Tesla killer or the end of Tesla's dominance. But what they are forgetting is that in order to truly compete with a company like Tesla or any other car company for that matter, you need to do more than just develop a great EV. Lucid's design and engineering practices are similar to those of Saab, who also put quality over time management and cost savings. Now, as an engineer myself, I totally get the desire to create the best possible product that you can think of and the need to incorporate every single innovation that you have developed. This approach to EV development has some major benefits, but also has a couple of serious drawbacks that we're going to take a look at. So let me know in the comment section if you think Lucid has what it takes. Now, let's dive right in. So what is Lucid Motors offering to its customers? The first step in judging whether or not Lucid Motors can take on Tesla is looking at their current design and engineering skills. When we take a look at the Lucid Air for instance, straight away we see a well-designed luxury car that has fully embraced the future of EVs. The interior of the Lucid Air is simply astonishing, showing their ability to properly style a luxury car and offer customers something unique that isn't currently on the market. It feels like every little panel and switch has been meticulously designed to wow the user and provide maximum comfort. Moving on to the performance of the car, and again we find excellent engineering. The Lucid Air accelerates from 0 to 60 in just 2.5 seconds, which is an absolutely insane 0 to 60 time for a 5-door luxury sedan. To understand just how fast this 0 to 60 time truly is, just compare it to a Ducati Panigale that does it in 3.2 seconds, or a $2 million Lamborghini Sesto Elemento that does it in 2.5 seconds. So just the acceleration alone makes the Lucid Air a world-class car, and in addition to this, the Lucid Air also comes with a 500+ mile battery that can charge 300 miles of range in just 20 minutes. Small side note though, this charging speed only works on DC fast charges, which aren't as widespread yet as other charging stations, but the fact that it's even possible is already an amazing result. Now we could go on and on about all the amazing features of the Lucid Air, or we can simply state that they have built one of the best, if not the best, full electric car on the planet, and this car can easily compete with every other EV out there. However, this is only part of the equation, since just building a great car is not going to win the battle with Tesla or any other major car company. Before we continue, please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. We must now look at the larger picture in order to judge if Lucid Motors stands a chance against Tesla. Because the most important point, and one that's often overlooked by many that favor Lucid over Tesla, is the actual business of running a car company. You see, great engineering alone is not going to save you in the crushing world of global automakers. This has been proven time and time again by the rise and fall of many great car makers that are now either tiny players, absorbed by giants, or don't even exist anymore. So if you want to survive in the car industry, you have to provide much more than just a luxurious car or a high-performance car, especially if your mission is to take on Tesla or the German giants like BMW, Mercedes and Audi. So how then do you defeat or even just compete with a company like Tesla? Well, the answer to that is simple, but it's also very hard to execute, and that is through rapid innovation. Because Tesla is not winning the car game because they are building the most luxurious or the highest performing cars, they are winning because they make the most innovative cars, and they're doing this at lightning speed. With all due respect to the Lucid engineers, but they are simply not getting the technology out fast enough. If you invent a revolutionary piece of technology today, but then take 20 years to get it to market, it's probably not going to be so revolutionary anymore. You lose all your competitive advantage and momentum, which prevents you from stealing market share away from your competitors. And precisely this ability to steal market share through rapid innovation has been the main power behind the success of Tesla in the past decade. Just look at what Tesla has done in the same time as Lucid has. Tesla was founded in 2003 and Elon Musk joined the company in 2004, after which they launched their first car in 2008, the Tesla Roadster, which was just 5 years after the launch of the company. Lucid Motors, on the other hand, was founded in 2007, and in 2014 it secured funding for the development of a complete electric vehicle. In 2017, Lucid released the first test version of the Lucid Air, which is now scheduled to be delivered late 2021. So to be fair, if we take 2014 and not 2007 as the launch of the actual Lucid EV company, then Lucid still took 7 years to launch their first vehicle if everything goes to schedule. And remember, Lucid was already well established as an EV parts manufacturer with much more experience than Tesla had. So between 2014 and 2021, Lucid managed to develop just one car, the Lucid Air, and is currently scaling back their first delivery expectations for 2021 from 6,000 units to only 577 units by the end of 2021. In that same time, Tesla has already developed multiple versions of the Model S, has developed and deployed an entire autopilot system, and has added 3 separate cars to their product range. giving customers multiple options. Next to this, Tesla has greatly expanded their own network of superchargers and has even upgraded this network 2 times already with the rollout of the V2 and the V3 superchargers. All of this only begins to cover the Tesla car division, since the company actually has many more products on the market that together form the entire Tesla ecosystem. So this is where the main problem for Lucid Motor lies, and that is that they are obsessed with perfection. This is going to make it very difficult for them to compete with Tesla or any of the more established car brands, and if they keep this up, it could lead to their downfall. Like I said in the intro, Lucid Motors is showing a lot of the tendencies that engineers from Saab showed, which comes down to overdeveloping every single detail of the car, starting at the door mirrors to the individual rotating headlights to the most extensive charging animation. It's all very beautiful and very well designed, but it's also slowing down production and delivery times like crazy. Now, if you're building the latest Rolls-Royce, this is perfectly acceptable since your clients are expecting this and they don't mind waiting an extra 2 years. They also don't mind paying the $300,000 to $500,000 price tag that comes with this extra attention to detail. But if you're going to mass produce a car in a lower segment than a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, then you need to be more mindful of the design time and the costs that are involved. This was the exact same struggle that Saab had, and it drove the executives at GM crazy. So Lucid doesn't have to worry about their design or engineering skills, they have to worry about their management skills. It seems that they have a hard time saying no to every little upgrade that their engineers can come up with, and they need to focus on just getting a model out to the public. Let's be honest, Tesla has made it very easy for any company out there to build a more luxurious version of their cars. But Lucid still has not delivered their first batch of cars after presenting the Lucid Air all the way back in 2017. And this makes you wonder, when they do deliver their first 577 cars, how long will it then take them to design and deliver the next model, and will other manufacturers outscale and out-innovate them? Lucid Motors will have to decide if they want to become the Rolls-Royce of EVs, producing only a small number of cars a year at a very high cost, or the Tesla that has a very strong focus on making a large quantity of innovative EVs. Because if it's the latter, then they will have to make some hard decisions in their design and engineering practices. Right now, Lucid is sitting on 7,500 orders and another 7,500 pre-orders, so there's a clear demand for their vehicles, but they are already struggling to deliver just 1,000 cars this year. This brings us to the third and final point that will determine Lucid's success, and that is quarterly reporting. You see, Lucid is no longer just a cute startup, they're now part of a public company through the CCIV SPAC, which means on the one hand they got a huge bag of money to develop cars and build factories, but on the other hand it means a lot more pressure to either grow the company at a fast pace or provide huge profits. In the past, Tesla had to fight off various attacks from hedge funds that were trying to destroy the company when it was struggling to make profits, and people were writing the company off saying it will never be profitable. Right now, Tesla has become the standard in the EV market and is providing a full EV ecosystem to customers at a very fast pace. At the same time, the luxury car industry is ramping up their EV development and are scheduled to launch new models by the end of 2021. So this is where we have to be realistic and look at the numbers and the time management that Lucid Motors is struggling with. Because Lucid is developing a truly spectacular electric car, and I have no trouble believing that they can keep doing this for the foreseeable future. However, the question is, can they actually manage the production of these high quality EVs? Just look at how long it took them to develop the Lucid Air, and then when they set their own spring deadline to start delivery of 6,000 cars in 2021, they missed it by miles and are now aiming at just 577. So it's no wonder that the CCIV stock has lost over 70% of its value since the announcement to merge with Lucid and complete the SPAC deal. This is the sort of added pressure that Lucid Motors will now have to deal with and could lead to some serious problems, because investors will have high expectations of the company's ability to generate large revenues or large profits, which means they will need to start delivering a high number of vehicles with solid margins. If Lucid fails to meet investor expectations, it will most likely be absorbed by one of the bigger car companies, and the company's technology will simply be added to the high-end brands. This was the Lucid Motors versus Tesla. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.